Word or power? 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 20. For the kingdom of God is not in word, but in power. Woo! Kingdom of God is not in word, but in power. Now it took me a second. Took me a second to figure that one out. Can I make it between these two? Not even worth the shot. Doing work right there, putting in some Tesla charging units. Speaking of power, powering up your car. Yeah, it's about time. I don't drive a Tesla, nor do I drive any electric car. But sooner or later, I knew they were going to put them in. Back to it. Not in word, but in power. I think that just comes back to what I've been thinking about and talking about for a while. Faith without work is dead. The kingdom of God is not in word, but in power. In other words, the kingdom of God is not something you just talk about and do nothing else. The kingdom of God is something that you actively pursue, seek, use, and exercise. That is the kingdom of God. And I think that is a fair statement, translation, interpretation of 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 20. So many people with their words draw near to me, but their hearts are far from me because they don't do the work. They don't do the work. Why don't they do the work? Well, maybe they're just trying to get gain. Maybe they're just trying to get people to follow them. Maybe they're trying to get popularity. Maybe they're... I don't know. Right? I've seen a lot, and I'm not saying this is what they're doing, but I've seen a lot of celebrities coming out lately and talking of God. I love it. I love that they are. I love that, and my hope is that their hearts are close to Him too, and that they're not just trying to do it because it's a fad right now. I really hope that that's not the case. But I've seen a lot of people coming out and speaking more freely about God. I've seen a lot of it. I hope that their actions are pure. I hope that their hearts are pure. I hope that my heart is pure and that my actions are pure. I hope that I am thinking, what would Jesus do? WWJD. And I'm acting on it. I'm not perfect. And I know it says, be thou perfect, but I don't think that means be completely perfect, yada yada yada, because no one can. Only Christ is perfect. But we can be perfect in trying. We can be perfect in putting out effort. Even if that means we don't put out effort that day. You know, everyone has bad days. Everyone does. I'll be honest. I've had kind of a bad week of going to the gym. This is only my second time going to the gym this entire week. And it's Saturday. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't thinking, man, I wish I would have got in there. That doesn't mean that I wasn't thinking, can I try and fit one in, or do I need, this is family time, so I shouldn't skip my family time. I don't necessarily look at it as a total loss, because it is important to rest. I watched a clip of Goku talking to his son as they're, I don't know if they're taking an ice bath or a hot tub, whatever. And Goku explains to his son, it's okay, because his son's like, let's train more. And he's like, no, it's good to let your muscles relax. That's when they grow. So, you know, now again, that's not an excuse of me saying, oh yeah, only work out 2 days a week and rest the other ones. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying I've been going pretty hard, very consistently, and I try and leave everything at the gym. Well, I took a break. I took a break because my circumstances didn't allow me to keep going, but I took a break. But guess what? It's not like that break has turned into forever. Because here I am, Saturday morning, bright and early, only person in the gym for an hour. I'm there, I'm getting it in. So, the kingdom of God is not in word, but in power. You cannot just talk about it and not do it. You can't talk the talk and not walk the walk. You gotta do both. And sometimes, if you just walk the walk talks for itself. You don't even need to be posting a video on YouTube every single day about scriptures and your thoughts on it. You don't need to. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You don't need to. You know, it is our purpose to help others come closer to God. I can't just talk about going to the gym or eating good and then not do anything about it. It's in vain. So as you go throughout your life, remember and constantly think, am I walking the walk that I talk? And if you do, you shall rock. Good verse. Good verse. Made me think about it for a second. I had to dive a little deeper into the verse to read into the chapter and read more about it to fully get the gist of everything. But put in the work. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. God is so good. Sometimes he's too good to me. And I try and give him thanks every day for it. So I don't always feel like I deserve it. But I love him. And I know he loves me. And I know he loves all of you, regardless of what you're choosing to do in your life right now. Work hard. Work smart. Be obedient. Get strong mentally, physically, and spiritually. Go lift some weights.